Now here I am standing in front of a judge pleading for just a little longer so that I can prove to you I can support a little child that doesn't weigh quite 20 pounds.
YouTube, what's going on? Back here with another self-cut slash pod today, man. I'm gonna cut my hair, but I'm also gonna just talk about, certain stuff that's going on in the world today. So it's not really a tutorial, but I'm gonna switch it up today. Normally I use the FXs, my Babluses, but today I'm gonna switch it up and pull out the classics, man. The cordless Andes Masters. I've actually have yet to cut my hair with these guys, so I'm looking forward to it. My Andes Masters, my Slimlines, then I got my FX3s for my lining. And I'm gonna also switch it up today too and break out my straight razor. And got a little enhancement spray, which you gotta be careful with, but I think we're gonna get the job done. My comb, my clipper spray. So I'm about to go wash my hair right now, get everything clean, and get started on the cut. All right, man, so we are rolling, back at it again. Today, I think I'm gonna do the Nas Fade with the part, man. I'm gonna get a little funky today. So, in terms of current events and what's going on today, I think the most relevant thing is the election. Kamala Harris and Waltz, the other person on her ticket, they was here last night. I think they did like one last little rally downtown. So I guess downtown Milwaukee was like crazy. And then I think Trump was here too. So I don't know, like I said before, man, I just can't wait. I can't wait for all this to be over, man. And today I'm gonna go a little lower. I'm gonna go one all the way closed. But the Andes guards are a little different. So a one all the way closed with a wall guard is will take off a little more hair than this. So it's gonna be a little lower than normal, but still dark. But yeah, man, so yeah, they here. And okay, that's not good. Tell me why when I want to use this clipper, it's not charged, and I ain't been using this thing the whole time. Hold on. So that was crazy, man. Tell me why my cordless one burned out. I don't know what happened with that. I use it, but I don't use it that much. That one just burned out on me. So I had to pick up the corded version. And then with the the corded version, because I haven't used it in so long, I kind of had to like retune it. But I don't know, man. Sometimes them the adjustments you got to make as a barber. Anyway, like I was saying, Kamala was here last night. I think she's still here. And Trump is here too, probably just doing their last rounds for swing states. So they downtown. And like I said in the previous spot, man, I just can't wait for this to be over and stuff to get back to reality. The one thing I am like curious to see is I'm curious to see like the reaction of people for the results. Because I feel like whoever wins, the other side gonna be mad. Like pissed. And hopefully another January 6th situation doesn't occur, because I feel like if something like that were to happen again, the backlash would be way worse. Like, way worse. So, hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I'm still neutral. I'm not leaning to one side or the other. But I was thinking the other day, like, what matters more? A side that you may agree with more of the policy, but not like the candidate, or a side where you kind of like the candidate, but you don't agree with a lot of the policy and what the party as a whole stands for. And bruh, I am not one of these people that can say, well, oh, I'm just vote for the lesser of two evils. I can't do that, bro. I can't. If that's a decision, that means I have no choice. If the choice for me is just go vote for two of the lesser evils, go for the lesser of two evils. Like, what kind of decision is that? I would never pick a wife based off that. It's one thing if I gotta I need money and I gotta pick a job. That's one thing. But it's certain decisions in life where I feel like the criteria should never be the lesser of two evils. Like, that's crazy. So, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of, let me take this necktie. That's all. But I don't know, man. I really don't know. Right now, we out of it, and I'm just focusing on family. The family put food on the table, making sure my kids is straight, making sure my wife is straight, making sure I go to work hard, keep my faith, keep God first, and the rest will take care of itself. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, whoever win, we're gonna run our situation and our program the same way in terms of like our household and how we do life. So it is what it is with that, man. I'm curious to see who wins, but I'm also ready for it to be over. So I gotta look at it straight up. Brother, gotta look at it. And I can't even lie to you, man. I ain't cut my hair with no quarter clippers, and I couldn't even tell you when, bro. It's been ages. I'm talking about probably like college. But I wanted to use my masters, but unfortunately my cordless ones blew out. So I had to pick up my corded ones. I always keep a pair of those around. So, but yeah. So with this election, I want it to be over so America could get back to normal. But another topic we got to get into is, man, my Bucks. Lord have mercy. And I'm actually switching up a little different today. I'm making my first guideline with the clipper all the way closed, and then I'll come up and clean up with the my slim line when I'm done with the fade. But man, my Bucks, bro. I don't know what's going on, man. I think we in a little trouble. Can't even lie to you, man. I think we in a little trouble. We played Memphis the other day, and they was a team that was down. I think they was down Marcus Smart, and they might have been down Bang too. So they down two starters. And they played us. We had our whole team. And bruh, we got embarrassed. To Memphis. Like, Ja Morant looked good, I ain't gonna lie. And that was actually kind of cool to see. Because, yeah, I'm a Bucks fan, but I'm a basketball fan. And you want to see people who you know are good, be the best they can and stay out of trouble. And that's, like, genuinely what I want for bro. Like, genuinely. Like, bro, just hoop. Just hoop, stay out the way, stay out of trouble. So if he could do that, man, I think they could get somewhere because I like their team. But in saying that, I think that was a game that was for the taking for us to win. But I do not know. I couldn't tell you the problem because, like, Giannis looked good. Like, you could say that was the silver lining. Like, Giannis looked really good. He looked spry and active, had a couple, like, highlight dunks. You know what I'm saying? Was able to attack the paint. I ain't really see too many jump shots. He taking jump shots, but why would I do that if they can't stop me going to the basket? So he looked good, but like, what's the point of one man looking good if our team gets smashed? And that was the case. Like, Dame had a low scoring night. I've never, in all the years of just, watching the league and Dame, I ain't never seen that man score 4 points. So I think that right there is like, y'all should be sounding the alarm for real. And try to figure this thing out. Because, yeah, it's early in the season. We only played 5 games. But you never want to just be like, oh, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it'll be all right. Well, it's early. We'll figure it out. Nah. You got to have a sense of urgency going and wanting to get this problem addressed right away. And to me, I would say I think the most obvious problem is that Dame and Giannis just not on the same page, like, at all. Like, yeah, the two, they individually got good numbers just because they talented and they both can score. But I think the dynamic between the two of them is just off. Like, you can see it, bro. It's just off. Like, I do feel like they like each other. But in terms of them playing together, I think they trying too hard to stay out of each other's way. And it's too much of you go. You do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. Instead of, like, we playing in unison. So, I don't know. First off, Giannis isn't a traditional big. Like, his game isn't pick and roll basketball, post up. You know what I'm saying? Shoot little jump shots, shoot little hooks in the lane. Like, Dame worked really well with LaMarcus Aldridge because LaMarcus Aldridge was the traditional 4 or 5 man of old. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna want to bring the ball up. He ain't gonna want to catch the ball on the wing and go to work. Nah, LaMarcus Aldridge want the ball on the elbow, short corner, in the lane, clear. Let him shoot that little, you know what I'm saying, jump shot off the pick and roll, or go to work in isolation on the elbow, or on the block, and he do his thing. So him and Dame's games didn't cross paths at all. Like, at all. If anything, I think that's the disconnect. LaMarcus Aldridge was dependent on Dame to be a point guard and get him the ball in spots. The way Giannis' game is, he's not dependent of a point guard. He can get his own shot. And I think that's the disconnect. I think it adds confusion for Dame because now it's like, okay, this dude doing my job, and I'm about to take care of my eyebrows. My eyebrow crazy, but he doing my job. He bringing up the ball. He trying to make plays for others. Where do I fit in? Because that'd be like if you had a point guard who posted up all the time, and I got a big who's a post player. He'd be like, man, I get he posts, but like this what I do. Like, yeah, he could take advantage of that sometimes, but like he can't just be in the post every play. I'm not no stretch 4, stretch 5. I'm big, and I need to be on the block. So I think Dame and Giannis' game just don't complement each other because they both. It ain't even the fact that they both need the ball. It's the fact that where they both need the ball at. And I think that's the problem with Giannis and Dame game. They both need the ball in certain spots. Transition, bringing the ball up. And it's like, dude. And it's hard to tell Giannis, like, bro, you can't do that. You need to give the ball up to Dame to get to your spot on the floor. But Giannis never been that type of player, bro. He ain't never been that type of player. So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? I don't know, man. I don't even know, like, even in just my experience with basketball, I ain't never played with no big like Giannis where you gotta give up the ball to Giannis, let him run the floor or run the team or make plays. And now I'm just debunking right now. I ain't putting in no guideline. Just debunking. But like, yeah, man, like I wouldn't know how to operate that if I'm Doc. Like, dude, I want to run traditional sets, but I got a player who I really don't know what to do with. Like, just truth be told, I don't even think Doc has coached anybody like Giannis in terms of style of play. So like traditional sets, he might run that he did with like the Clippers and the Lakers, like not the Lakers, but the Clippers and the Celtics and the Sixers. You gotta scrap that, bro. You got something totally different with Giannis. So I think that's what has to be figured out. Like, we got this dude, you know what I'm saying, here who don't play the traditional way. And how can we adjust? So both players, you know what I'm saying, can have impact without one stepping on the other toes. And I think that's just kind of what it is right now with those two. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought the pickups that we made, and with the Andes, I don't do big guidelines like I would do like with a Baptist. So I'm gonna be fading basically like inch by inch, slowly up. I already did my debunking step, and I'm gonna just work this fade up. So yeah, I don't know. I thought those players we brought in were gonna have a little bit bigger impact. Like, I thought Trent impact was gonna be bigger. He ain't necessarily playing bad, but like I feel like when Malik Beasley came to the Bucks, his impact in terms of shooting the ball was felt right away. I don't necessarily feel like you feeling Trent impact. I think with Prince shooting the ball okay, but even with him, like all the new players we got, you really ain't feeling okay. Like, bro is making an impact here on the defensive end. Bro, like shooting the crap out the ball. Bro, bringing energy to the game. Like, you really can't say that. So it's like, that's a little disappointing. Like, damn, man, I thought these dudes was gonna pick up the slack before Midi come back. But I don't know, man. It's tough. And then the fact that Mitty is out and like they ain't even really giving a timetable on when bro's supposed to come back. So it's like, damn, we kind of in limbo for that. And then I will say, and some people might disagree with me, I think Brook is playing well, for sure. In terms of defensively protecting the paint and blocking shots. And I think Brook doing his thing. Especially being, I think Brook is like 36, 37. He doing his thing. Like, and he doing his job. Like, he blocking shots, protecting the paint. It really ain't scoring like that, but he doing his job. So I salute Brook. But yeah, man, it's just a disconnect. And I haven't really been watching like post conferences to see what they've been saying. So I don't even really know what it is from their perspective. But man, something got to change. We gonna mess around and be like 5-20, and then you gonna get the hysteria, fire the coach and all that. But they got to figure out something, man, because it's crazy. This ain't gonna cut it, man. I'm just being real. Ain't gonna cut it. I'm about to go to the other side. But I don't know. I know the way these dudes is playing right now. I'm glad I ain't buying those tickets yet. Because I'd be damn if we went to a game thinking we gonna see a good game and them dudes get blown out. So I don't know, man. And like, I don't necessarily think in order to get better, we got to get rid of everybody. Because I don't necessarily think that's the issue. Because we already done fired 2 coaches. Fired Bud and we fired Griff. And that really didn't work. That wasn't really the answer. Just being real. So I really couldn't tell you what the solution would be. I think getting Mitty back definitely will help because it's another scorer, another vet, another guy with experience. Because in a lot of the losses, especially double-digit losses, like that's something Mitty could give you. Mitty probably post-injury is going to average, I would say, 15 to 16 points. But every now and then he'll have a big game when he like go off. But I would give him 15 to 16 points because I think when he come back, he gonna be on a minutes restriction. So, but I think 15 to 16, if he can give us that, get us buckets when the team need a bucket and we ain't scoring. Mitty come in and do his thing because I don't even think they're gonna start him right away. So I don't know, man. Luckily, it still is early, and bro, these Clippers keep coming off the wall, man. That's why I love these guys. They classic, but it's a reason why I use cordless Clippers. Like, man, they are powerful though. I ain't gonna lie on that. Man. But we taking it back. But I don't know. I'm still rooting for the Bucks, man. I think they're going to figure it out. But I think it's going to take people to kind of drop their egos. And it's going to take sacrifice. Okay, Giannis, maybe instead of taking the ball and transition every time, you give it to Dame and run the floor. Let Dame do his role. You know what I'm saying? Dame, maybe sometimes you outlet the ball to Giannis and let him eat and do his thing. And you spot up. That's essentially when I heard we was getting Dame, that was like the playing relationship I thought I would see a lot. Giannis doing a lot of penetrating, slashing, getting to the rim. Dame spotting up for open looks. That's what I'm thinking was going to be the relationship. or style of play. But I don't even really be seeing that much with them. Truth be told, like I rarely see that. So it's like, damn, like that. I feel like that's the way they could complement each other. One spotting up, and I'm about to do a little more debulking too before I put on the mother guard. So I'm gonna debulk this dart right here. But yeah, man, one spot up, other one be ready to shoot. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't giving up hope, but they're gonna have to figure this out. These Clippers is getting on my nerves, man. Chords and like, it's a cat I follow on Instagram. His name is Miracle Wrist, and he a big advocate for corded clippers. But he probably got it set up to where like this stuff don't fall out the wall. So, but it's crazy that like this used to be the way. I think like back when I was coming up, before I even cut hair, the only corded clipper or cordless clipper you would see in the shop was if somebody had a BGRC. You'll see those cordless. You had a big, because I actually still have those. You'll see the big, big detachable clipper, you know what I'm saying, with the battery in it. And you have a couple OGs who might have the cordless version. But in terms of like liners and clippers, man, you seen this. You seen this. The majority of the shops I went in, I rarely saw a wall clipper. I would mainly, just see masters and TL liners. And I'm still in the debulking process right now before I work back up. But yeah, man, I get people like OG barbers, like they want to keep the nostalgia and all that. But man, if something better is out, you got to be able to grow and give the new thing a chance, man, because you ain't gonna grow. Your game gonna stay the same. And I think, speaking of that, I think that's a good transition into just the game as a whole. And I'm gonna speak on Jason Whitlock, because I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I do like his show, and I like some of the guests on this show. But first off, I think Dog is like extremely petty. But he says that the NBA is boring, it's not competitive, and that the WNBA is competitive. It's a better game to watch. But what he don't understand is he's contradicting himself. The reason the WNBA is exciting to watch and Caitlin Clark is so exciting to watch is because they're mimicking the NBA. The NBA changed when Steph Curry and the Warriors system changed. When we're gonna go back right now. When David Lee got injured and Draymond Green got moved up to the starting lineup, and him and Steph started playing a style of basketball which allowed Steph to kind of be off the ball and Draymond be the playmaker, it basically revolutionized the game. And now point guards don't necessarily have to be the traditional point guard anymore. That's what changed the game and gave Steph freedom to just run and shoot threes all the time. That's what changed the game. Now, Caitlin Clark pretty much is a replica of that. I don't think she has necessarily a Draymond Green type player on her team. You can kind of say Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston, she's not no playmaker. She's more of a traditional like big. But they basically mimicking Steph in his game. And you like watching the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, but all she is basically like a copy of Steph. And that's why, to me personally, the league is going down, because everybody shooting threes now. Everybody shooting threes. People who don't even need to be shooting threes is shooting threes. Nobody is. You still have slashers. I'm not gonna say like ain't nobody going to the rack, but like players like T-Mac, Melo, KD, who could all shoot threes. Don't get me wrong, but they were scorers. Joe Johnson. So you might see them score from all over the floor. Like, yeah, they could hit threes, but they also got a midi. They could get to the rack. They'll get you in the post, fadeaways. It just wasn't one type of scoring. But when Steph came into the league, you know what I'm saying, and they showed that brand of basketball and they was winning. That's the thing. It ain't just that Steph was playing a certain way, it's that they was winning. And I feel like any team who wins is gonna be copied. Because even just look at Joker. When Joker won, when they won, now what you starting to see? 5-man shooting threes, being more versatile. You know what I'm saying? Now getting a big who can run the floor and be mobile and has a certain skill set is a commodity now. Now you need that. All because Joker became the wave. And players like Giannis became the wave. Now we need a power forward who can run the floor and play defense on the perimeter because of Giannis changing the game. But I feel like Steph's brand of basketball changed the NBA. And now even so much so that it affected girls basketball. And now you got a lady like Caitlin Clark who got a burner and can shoot the ball, basically playing a mimic version of Steph. And it's crazy what the reason he don't like the NBA in terms of style of play is the reason he likes the WNBA, which I think is a double standard. And I feel like with the drama of the WNBA, it's a storyline to follow. And I feel like with Jason Whitlock follows storylines. If it ain't no storyline, he ain't gonna follow it. And the WNBA this year definitely had a storyline with Caitlin Clark. And so that's why I think it's a double standard, bro. But just basketball in general, like back in the day, you definitely had to shoot, but it was more to the game than just shooting threes. Way more to the game than just shooting threes. You had to be able to defend. You know what I'm saying? First off, you had to be able to know all the spots on the floor in terms of running sets, running motion, in terms of coaching. You know what I'm saying? You had to be physical. The game was more physical. It was just you had to be a more complete player back in the day. Now I feel like it's about being a specialist. Oh, you can make it to the league if you were a defensive specialist. And back in the day, everybody had to play defense. Like, and I'm not gonna I ain't gonna go back in my day. I ain't even that old. But when I was in high school, like I could score the ball, like for sure. I had a jump shot. I could play the post. I'm like 6'3", 6'4". So I probably maxed out in height my junior year. So junior year, I played the wing and I played the post. But I could score. I could get to the rack. I could cause mismatches. But like on my team, if I didn't play D, I didn't play. Because our team was good. So if you didn't play defense, you couldn't play. And if at times you had defensive lapses in games, you was getting taken out, like straight up. But now, it's about, in terms of the league, it's about being a specialist. Defensive specialist. Can't shoot the ball at all. You know what I'm saying? Can't contribute on the other end at all. But you could play D, so you got a spot in the league. When that wasn't the case back in the day. You had to be a more well-rounded player. That's why I loved Mac That's why I love Mac so much and Cole so much, because like, yeah, they can score and give you big game scoring. And I like that. That's coming out smooth. When I put that, normally I do the line at first, but today I just wanted to work my steps with the fade. But this fade is gonna come out super blurry. Might not be able to see it now, but trust me, like, watch when I'm done. Anyways, though, but just being a more well-rounded player, I think is what's hurting the game now. Because a lot of these kids, I feel like, aren't being well-rounded and only focusing on certain aspects of the game, when it's more to basketball than just shooting threes. And I think that's the problem. You can't knock Steph, because Steph just playing this game. He being the best. He being the best player he could be. He can't control the people copying his style. But it is what it is. It's trendy. It's like with fashion. One person thought something was dope, and they started wearing it, and they can't help if everybody copying their swag. Like, nah. Like, I didn't try to set no trend. This is just what I like. So that's where the game is now, man. What I like to see things kind of go back in the day to players like Mac and Cole, Joe Johnson, Kobe, who could just score from anywhere, and the game was more physical and tough. Would I like to see that? Yeah. But I think that's part of just like growth. Like, stuff gonna change in the world. Things are gonna be different, and you gotta be able to adjust. Still bring your own flavor, but be able to adjust to something new. And that's the same with these Clippers. Like, I know I'm bouncing all over the place, so I'll get back on topic with just the way the NBA, but just with these Clippers, like, I remember when like having corded Clippers was just it wasn't even the wave, it was just, that's just how you cut. You either had corded Clippers or you used scissors. I ain't using no scissors, but like in an OG barbershop, you know what I'm saying, you would either see Andy's Masters, you might see some Oscar fast feed detachable Clippers, and then you see T outliners. That was pretty much it. I know some dope barbers from back in the day who could get you right with just that, just using that. But you got companies like Babyliss, Wall was always around, Stylecraft, who come out with clippers that are like revolutionary and can change the game. And as a barber, if you're not willing to adjust, you're gonna get left behind. And I'll stay on the barber topic real quick, then I get back to basketball. And another thing was enhancements. Like back in the day, like enhancements always been around. Like that ain't nothing new. But I feel like today it's like it's to another level. And I think that's a good thing. One of the like big pushers of that was like Get Big, because he came out with the cordless compressor. And that is a real struggle for me, because I don't know if I want to buy that. It's $200. And just buying a compressor in general, like I don't know if I want to buy one. Just because the way I cut, I like to use hair fibers, and like I don't know, I feel like I could give a haircut that really don't need enhancements. I can give you a little fibers, you know, touch up the line a little bit, and I have like other enhancement sprays, but I feel like I don't have the clientele that demands it. But again, it's all about adjusting to the times and getting better. And that's the way. Like enhancements is in. People want enhanced cuts. And you could knock it and say, no, this ain't how it was back in the day. Or you can like learn it and embrace it and have it be another tool in your box, in your bag. So I don't know, I might wait till Christmas and just tell my wife like, hey, I want this for Christmas. Because right now, like I said, the clientele that I have, there's no big demand for and for me to get like a compressor. Like I do enhancements, I do the fibers, I have like enhancement spray, but like I'm able to satisfy customers enough with just that. But like at the same time, if I want to get better and I want to grow, that might have to be something I purchase. But we'll see. But in terms of the game, man, like, yeah, that's just what I'm seeing. It's trendy. It's trendy at the end of the day. I think that's the word. The trend of basketball right now is just shooting threes. Shooting threes and bigs feeling like they gotta shoot threes and not be on the block, not be on the elbow and call for the ball. Like that brand of basketball just isn't the norm now. And I don't think it's good or bad. That's just what it is. And I feel like the good team could play any brand of basketball and make adjustments to any brand of basketball and being versatile enough to be able to adjust. Okay, tonight we shooting the ball well, so we're gonna take advantage of the three. Tonight, Giannis is getting to the cup like crazy, and we gotta let him eat. That's what I think. I think our team could be the perfect example of that because we don't just have one thing. We're not just a team of shooters. We're not just a team where everybody trying to go to the rack. Like we have a good mixture. That's why, again, not to be repetitive, I don't understand why the whole Dame and Giannis thing can't work because they games can complement each other. They just got to figure out how to make it work. Because Giannis really, he don't completely do what Dame do, and Dame definitely don't do what Giannis do. So I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. That's why Doc the coach, Doc gotta figure it out, or he gonna get fired. But yeah, man, shout out to the Bucks. I'm still rocking with y'all. I'ma still ride for y'all. But y'all gotta figure it out, man. For the city's sake, man. And I feel like we got a good fan base. We got a lot of people who excited about the Bucks and want the Bucks to do well. So for the city, man, y'all gotta figure it out, man. Figure it out for us, man. But that's my NBA jack. Packers are doing good too. Packers won last week. Jordan Love was looking like a star. So I think we making strides with that. And I think, man, like I said, it could be potential Kansas City, Green Bay, Super Bowl. You never know. But that's down the line, man. It's a lot of season left. We got to figure, and we just got to keep playing well. I think it's good that we good right now, and we doing it with youth. That's beautiful that we building. Like it ain't like Jordan Love in year 12. Like he in year 4, and he only in his second year starting. So that gives me hope that we have a future. Like a lot of our receivers are young. I do like our running back, Josh Jacobs. Tough. He ain't the biggest dude, but just like tough. And I might have to wash my hair again too. Because you wash the exterior, but when you get into that hair, you see how like dirty it is. You're like, damn. But yeah, this fade coming out pretty well. Like I have waves. So like when you fade into waves, there are things called wave lines. So I have a lot of those. So I'm probably I'm gonna turn off the camera and just detail this fade the best I can, and just come back to y'all with the lining. But yeah, man, this cut talk. Y'all stay tuned. All right, man. So I got the fade detailed. I re-washed my hair. I got put a little holding spray on my line and on my beard. And now it's just time to tap and go, man. Not do too much. I don't have the straightest line, so I'm gonna just follow and clean up what I do have and just try to make it as crispy as possible. But you ain't gonna see me going all the way out here, all the way up here, all like no, no, we ain't doing that. But I'm gonna just try to stay natural and like keep my beard as high as possible. I took a Andy's Masters all the way open, no guard, so I can have that 5 o'clock shadow look because I like that look. But we about to just tap and go, man. But one thing I did have to deal with this week was just disciplining my daughter. Because recently we made the transition from her being in a regular like crib type bed to an actual bed. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. That transition hasn't gone as smooth as we would like it to go. And I don't even get it, cause like she was saying she afraid of the dark, and it's like, baby, you slept in this room for probably about over a year now in this same room, just with a different bed. And I think it's cause now that she's higher up, I think my wife got her a full size bed. Cause it's bigger than the twin. Cause in the twin, I could barely fit in the twin. Like with this bed, I could actually fit in the bed. I'm just a little long. It was a big bed, so that's something new for her. And it's just been rough, man. Every time 8 o'clock come around and it's time for her to go to bed, it's a fight. She be wanting us to stay in there with her. So like when we first made the switch, I like lay with her for a little bit, but I kind of told myself I probably got to stop doing this because it's gonna like enable her, and it's not gonna make the adjustment period smooth. She got to be able to be in here alone. So I kind of had to stop doing that. But what we thought was gonna be a good idea is us putting a DVD player in her room and maybe letting her watch like a little movie or something before bed. It wasn't terrible the first couple nights, but then she kind of got dependent on that, and she every night I want to watch the movie. She liked The Grinch with Jim Carrey. She loved that movie, so like we'll turn that on for her. But like the other night, we wanted to like switch it up and read a book to her, and she was fighting us on that. And she just threw a little temper tantrum because she couldn't get her way. And that's a no-no with us, especially with me. Like, we ain't raising no kids to have attitudes and be disrespectful to adults when they don't get their way. I don't care what age. That's not flying in our household. So she did that with us. And in the moment, I didn't want to overreact out of anger and do something I regret. So we had her little sister in the room with her. I was in the room with her, and Danielle was in the room with her. And I'm like, well, if you don't act like that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have to leave and let you be in here alone. So we made her be in the room alone, and she threw the biggest temper tantrum. It sounded like, you ever seen The Exorcist? When the demon was like coming out the little girl, y'all can see that line popping. bruh, it was wild, like kicking and screaming, just in there alone, like no, like just going crazy. And I'm like, bruh, like, did we do something wrong? Like it was just like it was one of them times as a parent where like I know you've been in the store and you seen the little kid like going crazy, and you tell yourself, man, like never my kid. Well, that was the moment for us when our kid was going crazy in the store. Luckily, it was at home. Like anybody see it, but it was like it was a surreal moment. Like, dude, is this really happening? Like, did we? And then immediately, like, did we do something wrong? Did we try to push her too quick to be in his bed alone? Like, we just trying to think of things we could have did different, so this transition could have went smoothly. But like, honestly, like we didn't do nothing. We be there for her every night. We try to support her, show love to her, let her know that she's not alone. We in the other room. She just had a moment when she was acting out. And in our household, and what I'm trying to establish with these little girls, that can't happen. That can't be condoned. And that can't be something that's like regular. Because what I'm realizing with kids is if you don't check kids on certain behavior, they're gonna keep doing it. Like, here, they're gonna keep doing it. And that ain't something that I want to be a regular thing in this household. Like, if you a little kid, you show respect to adults, and especially to your parents. Like, that attitude, temper tantrum, that's not gonna fly. So I was telling Danielle, like, I think right now, let us leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? Let her get that out, and then in the morning, I'll think about the situation and come up with a way to punish her for that, because she deserved to be punished for that. Like, yeah, like she little, she 3, all that, but we got to start early and laying down rules and letting her know what she can and can't do. So when I was at work, I start work early. I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, that kind of got to be addressed. So I told Danielle, like, hey, when she get home, Skylar gonna have to deal with me. Like, I don't want to do it. It's gonna be tough, but she got to deal with me when she get home, just to establish boundaries and to establish respect. Like, kids got a voice and they should have rights in the household. I'm not for kids thinking that they can't do nothing in the household, because I feel like you run a household like that, you're gonna risk your kid being rebellious, and we don't want a rebellious kid, but we definitely want to lay down rules. And I think yesterday was a day where I laid down rules and laid down the law of the house. And Skylar understood it. Like, you're not about to be disrespectful. When we tell you no, it means no. It don't mean throw a temper tantrum. It don't mean argue. And all that should take is us telling you no. We shouldn't have to do nothing else. We shouldn't have to spank you. We shouldn't have to take things away. We shouldn't have to put you on punishment. You should understand when we tell you no, it means no. So that's what we had to deal with yesterday. And like I said, she had to deal with me. I ain't gonna go into what deal with me mean, but like, if you come from the old school, you know what's up. But after I had to do that with her, I didn't just do that with her and just leave her in the room alone. Like, no, I explained to her why what happened to you happened to you. And I explained to her that, like, man, this ain't something I want to do. I was dreading having to do that all day. You know what I'm saying, at work. But I understand that me dealing with my daughter and showing discipline now, I'd rather have that than a penal system or the graveyard showing her discipline in the future. So if that take me having to do that, I'm all for it. Because I love my kid. And I want to see Skylar succeed, period. And I'm gonna do what I gotta do as a father to make sure that that happens and she stay on path. Period. Even if that means she might not like me in the moment, like, I'm not there to be liked. I'm your father. And I gotta do what's necessary being your father. So that was tough for me yesterday, but like, she understood what it was. She apologized to her mom for the way she acted the night before. And then we had a good night, man. It was wing night yesterday. So I had the wings going. Was able to sit with my wife, have a drink with my wife. And I know, like, stuff like that sounds so small, but it was a vibe. It was a cool moment. We got to talk about our days, had a little drink with her in the kitchen, just chilling. And like, it's crazy, like, as a family, we've never ate a meal in our kitchen together yet, which will definitely change, but I thought that was wild. That's like, when you think about it, like, damn, that's actually, we never ate a meal together. But it turned out to be a good night. Like, we was able to watch our show. Skyler was able to watch her favorite movie, The Killed. It was a good night. And like, it's crazy. It's crazy how short kids' memories are. Like, you would have never even knew Skylar got a spanking. She got a spanking that night. You would have never knew, because she was happy. You know what I'm saying? She played. She was active with us, active with her little sister. Just like, you would have never knew. But I think that's the beauty of parenting. Like, you're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, you're gonna have stuff you don't like to do, stuff you do want to do. But as a parent, you gotta be willing to embrace both. And that's what I'm learning. Especially being a dad, and like the way our roles are, like, I'm pretty much the disciplinary in the house. Like, don't get me wrong, my wife will do what she got to do, but I'm the one that handles discipline. But that got to just be something you embrace. You got to be willing to embrace disciplining a child the same way you would embrace going to Disney World with a child. At the end of the day, because I feel like you gotta have balance, and that's what we're trying to establish with Skylar is balance. I didn't realize how hard it was to talk and be online at the same time. Man. But yeah, man, that was my night. But it was cool, man. And it was cool to like actually be able to sit down with my wife and watch we watched this show called From. I watched that for a little bit. Like Skylar was occupied, Bubs was pretty much occupied. So we actually got to sit and watch our show. That don't happen during the week that often. Because it always be something we gotta like attend to. Out pretty good. Not gonna lie. It's crazy, like to me, it's harder lining up a 5 o'clock shadow than an actual like full beard. It was the irony. You would think the shadow would be easier, but it's actually kind of harder. But we gonna knock it out. But yeah, man, I'm gonna finish this, and I'm probably gonna come back to y'all with the finished cut. Nas Fade part, I'll probably do the enhancements off screen because it's hard to talk and do that. But yeah, man, it's cut talk.
Now here I am standing in front of a judge pleading for just a little longer so that I can prove to you I can support a little child that doesn't weigh quite 20 pounds.
So yeah, the cut is done. Classic Nas Fade. The hook part. My favorite haircut, bro. I love a deep wave, bald taper. I love that haircut. But I feel like this haircut just pops. See the fade in there. Yeah, man. But it was good talking to y'all. Good venting to y'all. Talking sports, politics, and just talking a little parenting, man. Because as people, we go through it all. So, but knowing me, you know how I am. I'm OCD with haircuts. I might get my clippers and like just detail a little bit more. That's the cut, man. Y'all tune in, and I'm gonna be coming back with y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna have a dope basketball video with my homie Saquon Holmes. I play AAU with. Cool brother. It's gonna be good to link up with him. I haven't seen him in years. Link up with him. Maybe play a game of ones, man. Play a few games of ones and just chop it up with him and talk about life. So y'all take it easy. It's cut talk.